Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Om
Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
All right, so basically, let's see. So we're starting at chapter 7, text 31. And Subhash Prabhu, you can read 31. And 32, you can read those two.
Bible text number 31. Aho batati adhutam esha rakshasa kalo nirvitim gamito adyagata punaha him swasid swap tapena Masita kalaha sadu amatapena babada vimukyate. Translation. It is most astonishing that although this innocent child was taken away by the Rakshasas to be eaten, he has returned without having been killed or even injured, because the demon was envious, cruel, and sinful. He has been killed for his own sinful activities. This is the law of nature. An innocent devotee is always protected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and a sinful person is always vanquished for his sinful life. Krishna conscious life means innocent devotional life, and a sadhu is one who is fully devoted to Krishna, as confirmed by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 9:30. Bhajate mang ananya bhakta sadhu eva sa mantavya. As anyone fully attached to Krishna is a sadhu. Nanda Maharaj and the gopis and other cowherd men could not understand that Krishna was the Supreme Personality of Godhead playing as a human child, and that his life was not in danger under any circumstances. Rather, because of the intense parental love for Krishna, and they thought that Krishna was an innocent child and had been saved by the Supreme Lord. In the material world, because of intense lust and desire for enjoyment, one becomes implicated in sinful life more and more. Kama Esha Krodha Esha Rajo Gunya Samud Hava. Therefore, the quality of fear is one of the aspects of material life. Ahara, Nidra, Baya, Maitunyamcha. But if one becomes Krishna conscious, the process of devotional service, Shravanam Kirtanam, diminishes one's polluted life of material existence, and one is purified, unprotected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vatam Swakataha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana. In devotional life, one has faith in this process. Such faith is one of the 6 kinds of surrender. Rakshishyati uh, Vish Basa, that's Krishna Bhakti Vilasa, Hari Bhakti Vilasa, 676. One of the processes of surrender is that one should simply depend on Krishna, convinced that he will give one all protection. That Krishna will protect his devotee is a fact. And Nanda Maharaj and the other inhabitants of Vrindavan accepted this very simply, although they did not know that the Supreme Lord himself was present before them. There have been many instances in which a devotee like Prahlad Maharaj or Dhruva Maharaj has been put in difficulty, even like his father, but has been saved under all circumstances. Therefore, our only business is to become Krishna conscious and depend fully on Krishna for all protection. Text number 32. Imtas tapas chinam adhoksa jachanam uteshta datam uta bhuta sauhridam yatastam parita purna eva balako Vishya seva bandhun pranayan upasthita. Translation. Nanda Maharaj and the others said, we must previously have performed austerities for a very long time, worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, perform pious activities for public life, constructing public roads and wells, and also giving charity, as a result of which this boy, although faced with death, has returned to give happiness to his relatives. So Nanda Maharaj confirmed that by pious activities, one can become a sadhu, so that one will be happy at home and one's children will be protected. In Shastra, there are many injunctions for karmis and gyanis, especially for karmis, by which they can become pious and happy even in material life. According to Vedic civilization, one should perform activities for the benefit of the public, such as constructing public roads, planting trees on both sides of the road so that the people can walk in the shade, and constructing public wells so that everyone can take water without difficulty. One should perform austerity to control one's desires, and one must simultaneously worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, one becomes pious, and as a result, one is happy even in material material conditions of life. End of text 32.
All right, so text 33. Mataji, you can read 33, 34, and 35, 36.
Text number 33. Tristavad Bhutani Bahuso Nanda Gopo Brahadvade Vasudeva Chobuyo Marayam Masha Vismitaha. Translation. Having seen all these incidents in Vrindavana, Nanda Maharaj became more and more astonished, and he remembered the words spoken to him by Vasudeva in Mathura. Text 34. Ekararabha Maraya Swankam Maropya Palmini Prasnutam Payayamata Stanashnera Paripluta. Translation. One day, Mother Yashoda, having taken Krishna up and placed him on her lap, was feeding him milk from her breast with material affection. The milk was flowing from her breast, and the child was drinking it. Text 35 and 36. Pita prayasya yanani sutasya ruchirasmitam mukham layayati rajan vimbato darisidam kamrodasi yoti anikam masaha yenduvani swasannana buddhim sham vipannagam sadhutir vanani Bhutani yani shira jagamani. Translation. O King Parashit, when the child Krishna was almost finished drinking his mother's milk, and Mother Yashoda was touching him and looking at his beautiful, brilliantly smiling face, the baby yawned, and Mother Yashoda saw in his mouth the whole sky, the high planetary system, and the earth, the luminaries in all directions, the sun, the moon, fire, air, the seas, islands, mountains, rivers, forests, and all kinds of living entities, moving and non-moving. Purport. By the arrangement of Yogamaya, Krishna's pastimes with Mother Yashoda were all regarded as ordinary. So here was an opportunity for Krishna to show his mother that the whole universe is situated within him. In his small form, Krishna was kind enough to show his mother the Virat Rupa, the universal form, so that she could enjoy seeing what kind of child she had on her lap. The rivers have been mentioned here as the daughters of the mountains, Nagam Stad Duhidri. It is the flowing of the rivers that makes big forests possible. There are living entities everywhere, some of them moving and some of them not moving. No place is vacant. This is a special feature of God's creation. This is text number 36. Hare Krishna.
Okay. All right. So that was 35, 36 you read, right? Yeah. Okay. So 37 is Saviksha Vishwam Sahasa Rajan Sanjata Vepatu Samilya Mrigasvakshi Netre Asit Suvismita. When Mother Yashoda saw the whole universe within the mouth of a child, her heart began to throb, and in astonishment she wanted to close her restless eye. Because of a pure maternal love, Mother Yashoda thought that this wonderful child, playing so many tricks, must have had some disease. She did not appreciate the wonder shown by her child. Rather, she wanted to close her eyes. She was expecting another danger, and therefore her eyes became restless, like those of a deer cub. This was all the arrangement of Yogamaya. The relationship between Mother Yashoda and Krishna is one of pure maternal love. In that love, Mother Yashoda did not very much appreciate the display of the Supreme Personality of Godhead's opulences. At the beginning of this chapter, two extra verses sometimes appear. Evam bahuni karmani gopanam sam sayoshitam nandasya gehe bhavridhe purvan vishnu janardana. In this way, to chastise and kill the demons, the child Krishna demonstrated many activities in the house of Nanda Maharaj, and the inhabitants of Braja enjoyed these incidents. Evam sa vavride Vishnur Nandagehe Janardana Purvan Anisham Anandam Gopalanam Sayoshitam. To increase the transcendental pleasure of the Gopas and the Gopis, Krishna, the killer of all demons, was thus raised by his father and mother Nanda and Yashoda. Sripad Vijayadvaj Tirtha adds another verse after the third verse in this chapter. Vishtareneha karunyat sarva papa pranashanam vaktum arhasi dharmagya dayalas tvam iti prabho. Parikshit Maharaj then requested Shukadev Goswami to continue speaking such narrations about the pastimes of Krishna so that the king could enjoy from them transcendental bliss. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 10th canto, 7th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled The Killing of Trinivara. All right, so moving on to chapter 8, which is Lord Krishna shows the universal form within his mouth. And Subhash Prabhu, you can read text 1, text 2, and text 3. All right, you can read those three, 1, 2, and 3.
Okay. Haribol. Text number 1, chapter 10, chapter 8, Krishna shows the universal form. Text 1. Visuka uvacha garga puruhito rajan yatunam sumahatapaha rajam jagama nandasya vasudeva prachoditaha. Translation. Sukadeva Goswami said, O Maharaj Pariksit, the priest of the Yadu dynasty, namely Ganga Muni, who was highly elevated in austerity and penance, was then inspired by Vasudeva to go see Nanda Maharaj at his home. Text number 3. Tam Drishtva Parama Prita Pratyutaya Kritanjali Narchada Hokshajya Prani Kata Purasharam. Translation. When Nanda Maharaj saw Bhagamuni present at his house, Nanda Maharaj was so pleased that he stood up and received him with folded hands. Although seeing Bhagamuni with his eyes, Nanda Maharaj could appreciate that Bhagamuni was a Kuksha. That is, he was not an ordinary person seen by material senses. Text number 3. Supavishtam Kritatyam Giras Sun Itayam Munan Nandayit Prapeta Brahman Purnasya Karabhamahim. Translation. When Bhagamuni had been properly received as a guest and was very comfortably seated, Nanda Maharaj submitted with gentle and submissive words. Yes, sir, because you are a devotee, you are full in everything. Yet my duty is to serve you. Kindly order me. What can I do for you? End of text.
Okay, so text 4. And text 4 is a pretty long one. But you can read text 4.
Okay, thank you. Text number 4. Mahavikaram Ninam Vinam Dinasheshtasam Nishreyasaya Bhagavan Kalpate Nayata Kishivashit. Translation. O my Lord, O great devotee, persons like you move from one place to another, not for their own interest, but for the sake of the poor-hearted grihastas, householders. Otherwise, they have no interest in going from one place to another. As factually stated by Nanda Maharaj, Garga Muni, being a devotee, had no needs. Similarly, when Krishna comes, he has no needs, for he is Buddha, Atmarama. Nonetheless, he descends to this material world to protect the devotees and vanquish miscreants. Paritranaya sarunam vinasaya sha dushram. This is the mission of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the devotees also have the same mission. One who executes this mission of para upakara, performing welfare activities for people in general, is recognized by Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as being very dear to him. Nasha tasman manusyashu kashi me priya krita maha. Similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has advised this parapukara, and he has especially advised the inhabitants of India. Parata bhumite hale manusya yamayara yamasatakakari karapara upakara. One who has taken his birth as a human being in the land of India, Bharatavarash, should make his life successful and work for the benefit of all the people. Sri Chaitanya Adi 9.41. On the whole, the duty of a pure Vaishnava devotee is to act for the welfare of others. Nanda Maharaj could understand that Garga Muni had come for this purpose, and that his own duty now was to act according to the Garga Muni's advice. Thus he said, "Please tell me what is my duty." This should be the attitude of everyone, especially the householder. The Vrasharama society is organized in 8 divisions: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vasya, Sudra, Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas. Nanda Maharaj represented himself as Griham, a householder. A brahmachari factually has no needs, but grihi, householders, are engaged in sense gratification. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 2:44. Boga isvaraya prasakematam taram taya prata sesasham. Everyone has come in this material world for sense gratification, and the position of those who are too attached to sense gratification and who therefore accept the grihastha shrama is very precocious. Since everyone in this material world is searching for sense gratification, grihasthas are required to be trained as mahat, great mahatmas. Therefore, Nanda Maharaj specifically used the word mahat vichalaram. Garga Muni had no interest to serve by going to Nanda Maharaj, but Nanda Maharaj, as a grihastha, was always perfectly ready to receive instructions from a Mahatma to gain the real benefit in life. Thus, he was ready to execute Garga Muni's order. It ends text number 4. Hare Krishna.
All right. So Lord Prabhu, please accept my obeisances, glories to Prabhupada. And you can read text 5 and text 6. Now we are in chapter 8 of the 10th canto. So you can read 5 and 6.
Please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Text number 5. Jyoshtisam anyanam shakshat yacha janam atidriyam pranitam bhavata yena puman vida paravaram. Translation. O great saintly person who have compiled the astrological knowledge by which one can understand past and present unseen things. By the strength of this knowledge, any human being can understand what he has done in his past life and how it affects his present life. This is known to you. Purport. The word destiny is now defined. Unintelligent persons who do not understand the meaning of life are just like animals. Animals do not know the past, present, and future of life, nor are they able to understand it. But a human being can understand this if he is sober. Therefore, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 2:13, Nirasta tatra na muyate. A sober person is not bewildered. The simple truth is that although life is eternal, in this material world one changes from one body to another. Foolish people, especially in this age, do not understand this simple truth. Krishna says, Dehino smim yata dehe kauramam yovanam jara tata the antara prapti de ras tata namuyate. As the embodied soul continue passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. The self-realized soul is not bewildered by such a change. Bhagavad Gita 2:13, Krishna, the greatest authority, says that the body will change. And as soon as the body changes, one's whole program of work changes also. Today I am a human being or a great personality, but with a little deviation from nature's law, I shall have to accept a different type of body. Today I am a human being, but tomorrow I may become a dog, and then whatever activities I have performed in this life will be a failure. This simple truth is not really understood, but one who is a Dhira can understand this. Those in this material world for material enjoyment should know that because their present position will cease to exist, they must be careful in how they act. This is also stated in Rashabhavadev. Na sud, na suda, na sadhu manye yata atmano yam asan api leshada asa dehe. Bhagavatam 5:54. Although this body is temporary, as long as we have to live in this body, we must suffer. Whether one has a short life or a long life, one must suffer the threefold miseries of material life. Therefore, any gentleman, dear, must be interested in Jyotisha, astrology. Manda Maharaj was trained to take advantage of the opportunity offered by Garga Muni presence, for Garga Muni was a great authority in this knowledge of astrology, by which one can see the unseen events of past, present, and future. It is the duty of a father to understand the astrological position of his children and do what is needed for their happiness. Now, taking advantage of the opportunity offered by the presence of Garga Muni, Nanda Maharaj suggested that Garga Muni prepared a horoscope for Nanda's two sons, Krishna and Balarama. End of text number 5. Text number 6. Tvam hi Brahma Vedam Shrita Samskaram Krutam Ahishi Balayur Anayur Nirnam Janmana Brahmano Guru. Translation. My Lord, you are the best of the Brahmanas, especially because you are fully aware of Jyoti Sastra, astrological science. Therefore, you are naturally the spiritual master of every human being. This being so, since you have kindly come to my house, kindly excuse the reformatory activities for my two sons. Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, says in Bhagavad Gita 4:13, Shato Virinam Maya Shrishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasha. The four Varnas, Brahma, Kshatriya, Vaishyas, and Sudra, must be present in society. The Brahmanas are required for guidance of the world society. If there is no such institution of Varnashram Dharma, and if human society has no such guide as the Brahmins, human society will be hellish. In Kali Yuga, especially at the present moment, there is no such thing as a real Brahman, and therefore society is in a chaotic condition. Formerly, they are qualified Brahmins, but at present, although they are certainly persons who think themselves Brahman, they actually have no ability to guide society. The Krishna consciousness movement is therefore very much eager to reintroduce the Varnashram system in human society so that those who are bewildered or less intelligent will be able to take guidance from qualified Brahmins. Brahman means Vaisnava. After one becomes a Brahman, the next stage of development is human society, is to become a Vaishnava. People in general must be guided to the destination or goal of life, and therefore they must understand Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The whole system of Vedic knowledge is based on this principle, but people have lost the clue. Nete vidu swarta gitam hi Vishnum, and they are simply pursuing sense gratification with the risk of gliding down to a lower grade of life. Mrityo samsara vartmani. It does not matter whether one is born a Brahma or not. No one is born a Brahma. Everyone is born a Sudra. But by the guidance of a Brahmin and samskara, one can become Dvija, twice born, and then gradually become a Brahmin. Brahmanism is not a system meant to create a monopoly for a particular class of men. Everyone should be educated so as to become a Brahmin. At least there must be an opportunity to allow everyone to attain the destination of life. Regardless of whether one is born in a Brahmin family, a Kshatriya family, or a Sudra family, one may be guided by a proper Brahmin and be promoted to the highest platform of being a Vaishnava. Thus, the Krishna consciousness movement affords an opportunity to develop the right destination for human society. Nanda Maharaj took advantage of the opportunity of Garga Muni's presence by requesting him to perform the necessary reformatory activities for his sons to guide them towards the destination of life. End of text number 6.
All right. So we're going to move on to text 7. And that is Sri Garga Uvacha Yaduna Maham Acharya Kyatascha Bhuvi Sarvada Sutam Maya Samskritam Te Manyate Devaki Sutam. Gagamuni said, My dear Nanda Maharaj, I am the priestly guide of the Yadu dynasty. This is known everywhere. Therefore, if I perform the purificatory process for your sons, Kamsa will consider them the sons of Devaki. Go forward. Gargamuni indirectly disclosed that Krishna was the son of Devaki, not of Yashoda. Since Kamsa was already searching for Krishna, if the purificatory process were undertaken by Gargamuni, Kamsa might be informed, and that would create a catastrophe. It may be argued that although Gargamuni was the priest of the Yadu dynasty, Nanda Maharaj also belonged to that dynasty. Nanda Maharaj, however, was not acting as a Kshatriya. Therefore, Gargamuni said, If I act as your priest, this will confirm that Krishna is the son of Devaki. In text 8 to 9, Kamsa Papa Mati Sakyam Tabachana Kadundube Devakya Ashtamo Garbho Nastri Bhavitumarhati. iti sancintayan shrutva devakya darika bacha api hanta gata sankas tarhi tano nayo bhave. Translation. Kamsa is both a great diplomat and a very sinful man. Therefore, after having heard from Yogamaya, the daughter of Devaki, that the child who will kill him has already been born somewhere else, having heard that the eighth pregnancy of Devaki could not bring forth a female child, and having understood your friendship with Vasudeva, Kamsa, upon hearing that the purificatory process had been performed by me, the priest of the Yadu dynasty, may consider all these points and suspect that Krishna is the son of Devaki and Vasudeva. Then he might take steps to kill Krishna. That would be a catastrophe. Purport. Kamsa knew very well that Yogamaya was, after all, maidservant of Krishna and Vishnu, and that although Yogamaya had appeared as the daughter of Devaki, she might have been forbidden to disclose this fact. Actually, this was what had happened. Gargamuni argued very soberly that his taking part in performing the reformatory process for Krishna would give rise to many doubts, so that Kamsa might take very severe steps to kill the child. Kamsa had already sent many demons to attempt to kill the child, but none of them had survived. If Gargamuni were to perform the purificatory process, Kamsa's suspicions would be fully confirmed and he would take very severe steps. Gargamuni gave this warning to Nanda Maharaj. So that's the end of text 8. Okay. So text 10, and Subhas Prabhu, you can read 10. And since we have 15 more minutes, you can read that 10, Prabhu.
I will text number 10. Srinarada Uvacha Araksitosmin Rahasi Mama Kayi Apigo Vrate Puru Dvijati Samskaram Swasti Vachanav Purvakam. Translation. Nanda Maharaj said, my dear great sage, if you think that you're performing this process of purification will make Kamsa suspicious, then secretly chant the Vedic hymns and perform the purification process of second book here in the cowshed of my house. Without the knowledge of anyone else, even my relatives, for this process of purification is essential. Purport. Nanda Maharaj did not like the idea of avoiding the purification process. Despite the many obstacles, he wanted to take advantage of the Gagamuni's presence and do what was needed. The purification process is essential, especially for Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas. Therefore, since Nanda Maharaj presented himself as a Vaishya, this process of purification was essential. Formally, such institutional activities were compulsory. Chatu Banyam Maya Ashvishtam Gunya Karma Vigha Dashaha Srimad Bhagavad Gita 4:13. Without these activities of purification, a society would be considered a society of animals. Take advantage of Gagamuni's presence. Nanda Maharaj wanted to perform the Karanya ceremonies, even secretly, without any gorgeous arrangements. Therefore, the opportunity for purification should be regarded as the essential duty of human society. In Kali Yuga, however, people have forgotten the essence. Bandhas su manda matayo manda bhagyahi upa upatuta as Srimad Bhagavatam 1:110. In this age, that people are all bad and unfortunate, and they do not accept the Vedic instructions to make their life successful. And the Maharaj, however, did not want to neglect anything. To keep intact a happy society, advancing spiritual knowledge, he took full advantage of Bhagamuni's presence to do what was necessary. How degraded society has become within 5,000 years. Manda astu manda matayo manda bhagya. The human life is obtained after many, many millions of births, and it is intended for purification. Previously, a father was eager to give all kinds of help to elevate his children, but at present, because of being misguided, people are prepared even to kill to avoid the responsibility of raising children. In the text then.
Okay. So text 11 and message you can read 11 and 12. Okay, so you can read those two, 11 and 12.
Thank you. Text 11. Shri Suka Uvacha Evam Saprahito Vipraha Swahikshatam Mevatat Shakara Namakaranam Udorahasi Balayo. Translation. Sukadeva Goswami continued. Having thus been especially requested by Nanda Maharaj to do that which he already desired to do, Garga Muni performed the name-giving ceremony for Krishna and Balaram in a solitary place. Text 12. Shri Garga Uvacha Ayam hi Rohini Putro Ramayan Sudro Gunai Akyasyate Ramaiti Baladhikyat Balam Vidu Yadunam Apridhag Bhavat Sakarshanam Musantyapi. Translation. Garga Muni said, this child, the son of Rohini, will give all happiness to his relatives and friends by his transcendental qualities. Sorry, it was too loud. Therefore, he will be known as Ram, and because he will manifest extraordinary bodily strength, he will also be known as Bala. Moreover, because he unites two families, Vasudev's family and the family of Nanda Maharaj, he will be known as Sarkarshan. Purport. Baladev was actually the son of Devaki, but he was transferred from Devaki's womb to that of Rohini. This fact was not disclosed. According to a statement in the Harivamsa, Raju Vachatato Ramam Sarvam Stanabita Shitam Yadasvesa Api Savesu Bhavanto Mama Balabaha. Garga Muni did disclose to Nanda Maharaj that Balaram would be known as Sarkarshan because of uniting two families, the Yadu Vasu and the Vamsu of Nanda Maharaj, one of which was known as Kshatriya and the other as Vaisya. Both families had the same original forefather, the only difference being that Nanda Maharaj was born of a Vasya wife, where Vasudeva was born of a Kshatriya wife. Later, Nanda Maharaj married a Vasya wife, and Vasudeva married a Kshatriya wife. So although the families of Nanda Maharaj and Vasudeva both came from the same father, they were divided as Kshatriya and Vaisya. Now Baladev united them, and therefore he was known as Sarkarshan. This ends text number 12. Hare Krishna.
All right. So next one is 13. All right. So Lloyd Prabhu, you can read that one, text 13.
Bible. Text number 13. Asan varnas tayo hi hasya grenoto granato nu yogam tano shuklo ratas tata piti adenem krishnatam gataha. Translation. Your son Krishna appears as an incarnation in every millennium. In the past, he assumed three different colors, white, red, and yellow, and now he has appeared in a blackish color. In another Dwapara Yoga, he appeared as Lord Ramachandra in the color of Sukha, a parrot. As all such incarnations have no symbol in Krishna. Purport. Partially explaining the position of Lord Krishna and partially covering the facts, Gargamuni indicated, your son is a great personality and he changed the color of his body in different ages. The word Garnata indicates that Krishna is free to make his choice. In other words, he is the supreme personality of Godhead and may therefore do whatever he desires. In Vedic literature, the different colors assumed by the personality of Godhead in different millenniums as stated, and therefore, when Gargamuni said, your son has assumed these colors, he indirectly said he is the supreme personality of Godhead. Because of Kamsa atrocities, Gargamuni tried to avoid disclosing this fact, but he indirectly informed Nanda Maharaj that Krishna, his son, was the supreme personality of Godhead. It may be noted that Srila Jiva Goswami, in his book Karma Sandarbha, he enunciated the purport of this verse. In every millennium, Krishna appears in a different form, either as white, red, or yellow. By this time, he personally appeared in his original blackish form and, as predicted by Gargamuni, exhibited the power of Narayan. Because of this form, the Supreme Person of Godhead exhibited himself fully. His name is Sri Krishna, the all-attractive. Factually, Krishna is the source of all avatars, and therefore all the different features of the different avatars are present in Krishna. When Krishna incarnates, all the features of other incarnations are already present within him. Other incarnations are partial representations of Krishna, who is the full-fledged incarnation of the Supreme Being. It is to be understood that the Supreme Being, whether appearing as Sukla, Rakta, or Pitta, white, red, or yellow, is the same person. When he appears in different incarnations, he appears in different colors, just like the sunshine, which contains 7 colors. Sometimes the colors of the sunshine are represented separately. Otherwise, the sunshine is observed mainly as bright light. The different avatars, such as Manavantara avatar, Lila avatars, and Dasa avatars, are all included in the Krishna avatar. When Krishna appears, all the avatars appear with him, as described in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.36. Avatara he asankayeya hare sattva nidir dvija yata vedashina kulya sarasa sho sahasrasa. The avatars incessantly appeared like incessantly flowing water. No one can count how many waves there are in the flowing water, And similarly, there is no limitation of the avatars. And Krishna is the full representation of all avatars because he is the source of all avatars. Krishna is Amsi, whereas others are Amsa, part of Krishna. All living entities, including us, are Amsas. Mamaiva small Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. These Amsas are of different magnitude. Human beings who are minute Amsas and the demigods, Vishnu Tattva, and all other living beings are all part of the Supreme. Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam, Kata Upanishad 2:30. Krishna is the full representation of all living entities, and when Krishna is present, all avatars are included in him. The 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam describes incarnation for each yuga in chronological order. The Bhagavatam says, Kriti Shuklas Chatur Bahu Tretayam Rata Varno Sau Dvipare Bhagavan Swanma and Krishna Varnam Tvisak Krishnam. We actually see that in Kali Yuga, Bhagavan has appeared in Piti Varna, or a yellow color, as Gaurasandra, although the Bhagavatam speaks of Krishna Varnam. To adjust all these statements, one should understand that although in some yugas, some of the colors are prominent, in each yuga, whatever Krishna appears, all the colors are present. Krishna Varnam Trishaksharam Krishnam. Although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears without Krishna, or a blackish color, he is understood to be Krishna himself. Idanim Krishnatam Gata. The same original Krishna, who appears in different varnas, has now appeared. The word asan indicates that he is always present. Whenever the Supreme Personality of Godhead appears in his full feature, he is understood to be Krishna Varna, although he appears in different colors. Prahlad Maharaj states that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Chanana. That is, although he is Krishna, he is covered by a yellow color. Thus, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas accept the conclusion that although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in Pita color, he is Krishna. Krishna Varnam Trishat Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshudam Yajani Sankirtan Priyaye Yajantihi Sumudi Dasa. End of text number 13.
Okay. The text 15 is Pragaham Vasudevasya Kvachit Tabatmaja Vasudeva iti Shriman Abhigya Samprachakshate. Translation. For many reasons, this beautiful son of yours sometimes appeared previously as the son of Vasudeva. Therefore, those who are learned scholars sometimes call this child Vasudeva. Report. Gagamuni indirectly disclosed this child was originally born as a son of Vasudeva, although he is acting as your child. Generally, he is your child, but sometimes he is the son of Vasudeva. Okay, so we can stop here at text 15. All right. So, a little quick recap. The word destiny is now defined. All unintelligent persons who do not understand the meaning of life are just like animals. Animals do not know the past, present, and future of life, nor are they able to understand it but a human being can understand this if he is sober. So basically, they're talking about Gagamuni coming and reading the astrology of Krishna, mentioning that in the Vedic culture, people took advantage of the astrological calculations. So in that way, they know what is past, what is present, and what's the future of life. But in this age, you find that people they don't care about that. They think they can make their own ways, and that's incorrect because no matter what happens, their astrological path will remain the same, except that one takes the Krishna consciousness, then everything changes. So Krishna, the greatest authority, said that the body will change. As soon as the body changes, one's whole program of work changes also. So he's saying, today I'm a human being or a great personality, but with a little deviation from nature's law, I shall have to accept a different type of body. Today I'm a human being, but tomorrow I may become a dog. And then whatever activities I have performed in this life will be a failure. So the purpose of the human form of life is to utilize it for self-realization, not to actually go down in the cycle of birth and death. So Nanda Maharaj is trying to take advantage of the opportunity afforded by Gargamuni's presence. So Gargamuni was a great authority in this knowledge of astrology, by which one can see the unseen events of past, present, and future. So basically, the Brahmins are required for the guidance of the whole society. If there is no such institution as Varnashram Dharma, and if human society has no such guide, the Brahmin human society will be hellish. So that's the present situation. In Kali Yuga, especially at the present moment, there is no such thing as a real Brahmin. Therefore, society is in a chaotic condition. And this is the purpose of the Krishna consciousness movement to bring Brahminical culture back into the system. So Brahmanism is not a system meant to create a monopoly for a particular class of men. Everyone should be educated so as to become a Brahmin. At least there must be an opportunity to allow everyone to attain the destination of life. So this is Krishna's arrangement. Everyone can attain that destination. Gargamuni argued very soberly that his taking part in performing the reformatory process for Krishna would give rise to many doubts so that Kamsa might take very severe steps to kill the child. So he is inadvertently telling Nanda Maharaj that this child is actually the son of Vasudeva and Devaki. And once Kamsa finds that out, he's going to go ahead and try to kill the child. And by him doing the purificatory process, him being the Brahmin for the Yadu dynasty, Kamsa will become suspicious. Because Kamsa had already set many demons to attempt to kill the child, but none of them actually survived. So we have seen Putana, we have seen Shakatasura, and we've seen Trinavarta, but none of them were able to Krishna. And Krishna was still a little boy. He wasn't a great warrior or a full youth. He was just a child. So he, being the personality of God, he was able to do that. Now, if Gargamuni were to perform those processes, Kamsa might suspect. Okay. So Gargamuni gave this warning to Nanda Maharaj. And it said that the human life is obtained after many, many millions of births. And hear that, many, many millions of births. And it is intended for purification. Previously, a father was eager to give all kinds of help to elevate his children, but at present, because of being misguided, people are prepared even to kill to avoid the responsibility of raising children. So we should utilize the human form of life in the proper way. If we miss this chance, it might be disastrous. Of course, if we are performing devotional service, we would get another opportunity. But this is the age of Kali, so it's going to become more and more difficult. Gargamuni did disclose to Nanda Maharaj that Balaram would be known as Sankarshan because of uniting the two families. And this is that Nanda Maharaj and Vasudev, they actually were brothers. But Nanda Maharaj was born of a Vaishya wife, whereas Vasudev was born of a Kshatriya wife. And later, Nanda Maharaj married a Vaishya wife, and Vasudev married a Kshatriya wife. So although the families of Nanda Maharaj and Vasudev, they both come from the same father, they were divided, Kshatriya and Vaishya. Now Baladev, he came and he united them, and as such he was known as Sankarshan. So then it appears, talks about Krishna being born in different colors, white, red, and yellow. And it's mentioned in Dwapar, he appeared as Lord Ramachandra in the color of Shukla. Now it says in another Dwapar Yuga, okay, because this Dwapar Yuga actually came before, actually came after the Treta Yuga. It's supposed to be Dwapar and then Treta. So because of the appearance of Krishna, it was changed around. So this in this 28th millennium, that happened. So Lord Ramachandra actually appeared in Dwapar, just like Krishna appeared in Dwapar. So all such incarnations are assembled in Krishna. So there are different kinds of avatars. The Manvantara avatar, that's the avatars in charge of creation and maintenance. The Leela avatars, and then the Dasa avatars. And they're all included in the Krishna avatar. So when Krishna appears, all the avatars appear with him. And so Bhagavatam says, talks about the four the different colors. But also what happens is that in this age, the Lord appears as Gaura Sundar, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But he is called Channa. Channa means covered. So he's a covered avatar. But although he is covered, he's still known as Krishna. Krishna Bharanam, Krishna Krishna, Sangopangastra Parashadam. Yagyai Sankirtan Praye, Junti Hi Sumevisha. Okay, so does anyone have any comments or questions at this point in time?
Yes, Prabhu, I'm a little confused about this part of the last paragraph on chapter text number 13, where it says, Krishna Varnam Tivaskaram, although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears without Krishna or a blackish color, he is understood to be Krishna himself. I don't understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appearing as a blackish color. I don't understand that. Could you please explain?
Yeah, well, this is how it is. He comes as Krishna, but he comes as a devotee of Krishna, not as Krishna himself. So this is why he comes like that. He is not, he doesn't come as an avatar because he covered his ears when people called him Krishna or called him the personality of Godhead. He only revealed that to certain devotees. So he didn't reveal that to everyone. So this is what happens there.
Yeah, but I don't understand the part of the blackish color.
The blackish color?
Yes, because it says he came, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears without Krishna or a blackish color.
Yeah, okay, so Krishna normally appears in a blackish color.
Oh,
but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is Channa. He didn't appear in a blackish color. He is covered by a yellow color.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so they were really talking about Krishna there, not Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I just got
Yeah, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a special incarnation, and he came to propagate. You see, it says Yagyai Sankirtan Prayai. That's his purpose, to give the Sankirtan movement, to create the Sankirtan movement.
Yes, yeah, I just
So he came to give, right. He didn't come like Krishna. He didn't come like Krishna to destroy the demon, Paritranaya Sadhanam Vinashaya Chadiskritam. But he came to destroy the demoniac mentality. In fact, when he was going to kill one of the brothers who hit Lord Nityananda with a pot on the head, Lord Nityananda stopped him, Jaga and Madhai, Lord Nityananda stopped him and reminded him that in this age, in this particular incarnation, he came to destroy the demoniac mentality, which is why he is hidden. In the personality of God that he comes, every time he comes, he destroys the demons. But in this case, he came as a hidden incarnation, as a devotee of the Lord, to propagate the Sankirtan movement, to our benefit. So we are lucky that he came. In this age, we have the chanting of the holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
All right. Okay, so anyone else? Anything? All right, so if not, Srila Prabhupada ki jai,
Ki
Srimad
jai.
Bhagavatam.
Haribol.
Vijay.
Krishna, thank
Well,
you.
you know what? Tomorrow I won't be able to read because, well, you all can read. I can just set it up. All right.
Right.
But I'll be coming back from that surgery. So,
Good luck.
all right.
Haribol.
All right. All right.
Haribol.
Krishna Prabhupada.
Haribol.
Haribol, Lord.
Haribol Mataji.